right into a tackle, and then when they run the draw at him in the single coverage, he stops Waters cold. He has just been awesome one-on-one against the running game. Mike?
He's fun to watch. But unfortunately for Denver right now, he doesn't play quarterback. Hugh Millen is in there for the injured John Elway. 2nd and 8. Eagles jump. Millen with a free play, and whistles blow, so Miller doesn't go after it. Mamula jumped early from his right defensive end spot.
Prior to the snap, false start, 88 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
But they hit Jerry Evans for drawing him off. The 3rd-year tight end out of Toledo.
The most important thing that Hugh Millen can do backed up like this is don't make a mistake. Don't do anything that gives him a cheap score.
Play action. Millen throws the other way, complete to Miller, and Miller dives out to the 17-yard line. Bobby Taylor on the tackle. Let's go to Mark Malone. Mark?
Yeah, Mike, I said Michael Dean Perry had been awesome. Take a look at these numbers. When they've rushed the ball at him, 6 times he's only given up 14 yards. 3.5 tackles, 2 of those solos, all for less than 3 yards. If Philadelphia is going to run the football, it's got to be outside or quick passes. Mike?
All right, Mark, 3rd and 5 here. Denver trying to get out of its own end of the field. Draw play, Davis. Eagles waiting for it. Thomas and company make the tackle.
You know what that is, Mike, is you set the formation to spread it out. But when you don't have a John Elway back there, the fear of the perimeter doesn't bother you. So you start to slant everybody in, figuring if they're going to run, you're there. If the quarterback's going back, you're there. So that's what just the presence of a John Elway can do for an offense.
Coming up at halftime, you'll see the fastest 3 minutes in television with Chris Berman and a look at the 49ers and the Cowboys. What a stunner that was. And the Winston Cup Championship. Who will walk away with all that bonus money? Think there's a party or two in San Francisco?
Well, I think there is, but also, boy, I mean, the fact that you stay with Elvis Grbac as your quarterback in San Francisco and Troy Aikman goes out, that shows you how valuable Troy Aikman is to the Dallas Cowboys. They're one player away from not having that great football team that they have.
Plenty of time left, 112 and a half. Ruin will punt to Carpenter. Nice high kick. There is a flag down on the play. Carpenter makes a fair catch to 39. A punt of 43. We'll check the penalty.
This is a major WWF takedown. Right in the middle of the punt formation.
And they'll make him do it again. Reggie Rivers talking to Richard Smith.
Jeff Robinson, the center, just absolutely takes
Here to the kick. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 4th down.
Just throws the middle rusher away. Watch the middle. Look at number 94. Watch this. Ready? He's rushing? No, he's not. Boy, you don't see that in the WWF. That's unbelievable.
Not for real, at least. So now 4th and 12 after the penalty. They'll have to kick again. And the Eagles with everybody on the line. They don't give it the big rush, and Ruin with another good kick. Carpenter disdains the fair catch and brings it back to the 45-yard line. A punt of 37, a return to 4. Tim Houck down on coverage. Gutsy play by Carpenter. So the Eagles with 54 seconds left will have a chance to add to their 21-10 lead. And they have only one timeout to work with.
Now, what you're thinking, if you're Rodney Peete here, you're saying, all right, we only need 2 first downs to get into field goal range. If I can get there quick enough, I can take a couple shots at the end zone.
And they are going with the win. Peete has time. Then he's finally hit from behind by Dan Williams, who got a hand on his throwing shoulder. And Gary Anderson trying to stay warm on the sideline.
You talk about a guy with knee surgeries. Dan Williams, number 90, has had his share. Comes all the way around the corner and just manages to knock the ball. Knock Rodney's right arm so the ball goes low.
Four-man rush on 2nd and 10. Good protection again over the middle and off the hands of Carpenter, who was wide open. And Pete threw it behind him.
Oh, and he knows it. Gosh, I know what that feels like. Oh, and just as it leaves your hand, you're saying, oh, please. First thing that goes through your mind is, make a great catch for me. Watch this. He's got Carpenter running wide open, and this ball just scoots out the backside. Oh, Rodney he's wishing. Oh, man. He knows it.
So now 3rd and 10 with 45 seconds to go in the half. He's made some bad throws, but he's made some brilliant throws tonight, too. Under pressure from Fletcher, and then bounced it right off the head of Dan Williams, it appeared.
That was going to be a screen. And give those defensive ends a lot of credit. They just kept driving the pocket back to him.
So the Eagles can't take advantage of outstanding field position. And they'll send on Tom Hutton. So for the first time tonight, a very good stand by Denver to prevent further damage.
Let it go!
High short kick. Milburn lets it go. And the Eagles down it inside the 1. A 44-yard kick. And now they're saying it's a touchback.
It's a great effort by Barry Wilburn, but he just misjudged the bounce. Barry Wilburn's going to get down there. Watch the ball. Watch it go. He thinks it's going to go right. Watch it go hard left on him. See how it takes off hard left? Now it's running. He gets there and just does hit it. Good call by the official. You'll see he just can't get enough of it. It's just going to catch the line right there on the belly.
The ball hits.
And if it hits the line,
which is a touchback.
If it hits the line, it's in the end zone. Bobby Smith doesn't believe it. He thought his team came up with or Danny Smith, he thought his team came up with a great play.
See, it just squirts off his finger. If he gets his hand on it, and the belly of it just goes across the line.
So Denver is going to be content to run out the first half clock with Elway on the bench. They'll go to the locker room down 11 and try to regroup. And Ray Rhodes has seen his offense do brilliant things here in the first half at Veterans Stadium. That's the end of the first half. Our score, the Philadelphia Eagles 21, the Denver Broncos 10. Now let's join Chris Berman for the accurate halftime report.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Hope everyone's enjoying the game. November 12th, we've been looking at this day in football all year long with the 49ers and the Cowboys. We'll have more on that one in a moment. But, you know, this past week with the Cleveland Browns announcing they intended to move out of town to Baltimore and some, frankly, not good games a week ago, what we got today is what we needed. Good, solid, close football games, some wild ones, including the guys that started it all. For the 151st time, we present the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And here we go from Lambeau Field with the Tundras not yet frozen. Side 28 all, Brett Favre. Second time of the game to Edgar Allan Poe Bennett. Quote the Packers, nevermore. They lead at 35-28. Seconds to go, Eric Kramer. Incomplete. Favre at 5 touchdown passes. Each of the quarterbacks a 300-yard day, but the Pack tie the Bears for first in the Norris. 35-28. Barry Sanders in a must-win situation for Wayne Font and the Lions. They're 3-6. So why don't you give it to Barry? The entire Buccaneer team faked. Barry Sanders, 55 yards. The Lions hold on to beat the Bucs 27-24. In the desert, Dennis Green and the Vikings overtime with the Cards. First couple of minutes in OT, Warren Moon to the missile, Qadry Ismail. He could. go all the way. 50 yards. Fourth overtime game this year for the Vikes. They split them. They win 30-24. The Carolina Panthers expansion team looking for 5 in a row, but 65,000 plus on hand in St. Louis at the new Trans World Dome. Second quarter, Chris Miller to the Reverend Isaac Bruce. Watch the footwork. 6 straight 100-yard gains for Bruce. After the game, Jackie Slater is saluted by the crowd. He's carried off by his teammates. He played for the Rams for the 20th straight year. Rams win at 28-17. Colts and Saints. Jim Everett, better early than late, especially when it's Quinn early. Touchdown, Saints lead. Less than a minute to go. Jim Harbaugh off the bench. Colts down by 3. Harbaugh to Brian the Steak Stabline. Down to the 1. But officials rule Harbaugh over the line of scrimmage. They try for the field goal. No good. Blanchard, no good. Saints win 17-14. Seahawks and the Jaguars, and the Seattle Seahawks of Rick Meyer. A season full of frustration. 3 times Joey Galloway was in the end zone. Here's one of them. Seattle 47. Jacksonville 30. At Houston, with the Oilers talking about moving out of town at the end of the year, Mel Gray, normally reliable, Pro Bowl player, he fumbled. Jason Burns recovers for the Bengals. On the ensuing play, Jeff Blake fakes everyone, including the cameraman. To Carl Slim Pickens, what a duo they've been. The Bengals beat the Oilers 32-25. At the Meadowlands, Jeff Hostetler playing against the team that he once led to the Super Bowl, the Giants. Haas to the other Ishmael. It's the Rockets. 40 yards. The Raiders lead. But the Giants come to take the lead until the fourth quarter. Harvey Williams long necks his way into the end zone. Raiders 8-2. They beat the Giants 17-13. The Chiefs and the Chargers. Could the Chiefs go 9-1 against the defending AFC champs? Steve, I got you, babe. Bono in the end zone. Touchdown. Who better inside the 5 than Marcus? Touchdown. Chiefs 22. Bulls 7. The Patriots at the Dolphins, a record-setting day for Dan Marino. All-time mark of 47,003 yards passing by Fran Tarkenton. Broken on this play with a pass to Irving Fryer. But it was the Dolphins who were broken today by the running of Curtis, my favorite, Martin, and the passing of Bledsoe to Vincent Brisby. Touchdown to Pat, set it up to 34-17. Falcons and the Bills. In the wind, Jim Kelly knows how to throw at Rich Stadium in the wind. Billy Brooks twice caught touchdown passes from Kelly. In the fourth quarter, Jeff George. It's picked up by Kurt Schultz. He knows everything. And the Bills know, welcome back, Marv. After surgery just a month ago, 23-17, Bills. Big pipes. Hope you're enjoying the Eagles leading the Broncos 21-10 at the half. Well, it looked ominous, this game for San Francisco. Dallas 8-1, looking to get back at the Niners for last year. The Niners 5-4. Steve Young out again and Elvis Gerback starting. But as the Cowboys know and were reminded, because remember, Dallas has won Super Bowls here in the 90s, you don't get to be the champion without heart. And what the 49ers did was definitely not leave their hearts in San Francisco as they played at Dallas today. Dion now again him with the Cowboys. Steve Young on the sidelines. Elvis Gerback get the nod. Barry Switzer was 0-2 against George Seifert last year. So where do you go? You go to the best receiver who's ever played. Second play of the game. Elvis Gerback over the middle of Jerry Rice. 81 yards, and he could go all the way. The Cowboys stunned. A minute in the game. 7-0 San Francisco, 81 yards. Dallas's first position. It got worse for Big D. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. Fumble! Merton Hanks picks it up. He goes all the way. 36 yards. 49ers inside of 5 minutes at 17 points. Shades of the NFC title game a year ago. Troy Aikman, couple series later, sacked by Dana Stubblefield of the #1 defense in football. He lands hard on his left knee. He'd have to leave the game. Barry Switzer wanted to forget it because it was a massacre. The 49ers just shocked the Cowboys 38-20, dealing Dallas only their second loss of the season. The Niners up to 6-4 with a whole different attitude coming in. Chris Mortensen at the scene in Big.
The Denver Broncos will get the football as we start the second half. Milburn at the 9. It's excellent speed. Can't get outside, and there's a flag down. Players having to be separated. And we'll check the marker. And the Eagles, as the kicking team, were offside.
Well, there's one you never see called.
Offside. On the kicking team, number 45. 5-yard penalty. Will re-kick.
That's Barry Wilburn, and there is John